My name is Yinka Shonibare, and my artistic approach, involves first of all, serious fun, and then also serious research is behind my work. So I find out what I want to make my work about, but then actually the end result is not fixed to the research. There is an element of fun, and then sometimes there's an element of darkness, seriousness as well. Well, I was invited by Foundation H to make the exhibition, and then I was also invited to make a special commission for the exhibition. And so I did the refugee astronaut, which is an astronaut dressed in African textiles with some Madagascar textiles and other objects in the work. So yes, so often my exhibitions happen by invitation, and if I like the idea, then I do it. So the title of the exhibition is Hybridity, and it's basically when you bring things from different cultures and you put them together to make something else. So, and that's what I do in my work. I think that every culture is valuable, so I take things from different cultures and I put them together. Particularly, I'm trying to include African culture, African history, as part of the history of the world. So I always bring something from Africa, but then I mix it with something else, because we're all citizens of the world, and we don't have to stay only in our own culture, because we experience other cultures. Everything we have in our house is not all made in our own country. We're quite happy to drive a car, and so why should we not be happy to experience things from other cultures? So that's why it's called Hybridity. I was invited to exhibit works from the Foundation H collection, and I wanted to choose artists who actually look beyond Western art and the Western way of making art. They work with familiar materials, they work with the materials they have around them, and they know really well, they know about Western art history, but they choose to be different. And so, I find this very interesting. There are many artists in the exhibition, from El Anatsui, making interesting works with very different materials, to Ibrahim Mahama, and many others. But I think this is a way of looking at the kind of art that actually also does include the African perspectives as well. So historically, there was a time in history from the Renaissance period where artists would actually have workshops, and they will not make all the parts of the work themselves. If they have a big project, they work with a lot of people, either people they're training in their studio, or people who just have different skill sets. But then in the modern period, the idea of the artist as an individual who doesn't work with anybody, who is in a dark room making everything on his own, that idea finished really after the modern period, because many artists actually want to collaborate and they want to make much bigger projects. And the only way you can do that is to really focus on your ideas and then work on the bigger project. So and there was a period called that, of art called conceptual art. And with conceptual art, this was the period after the modern period. Artists really prioritize the ideas and the philosophy behind the work. So a work of art is not just about the fact that you made it yourself. I mean, of course, I make some things myself, I draw, I do different things. But if you want your ideas to get even bigger, then you have to collaborate. I have a library of 6,000 books here, and I can't imagine myself, wrapping every single book. So I think in contemporary art, there is more to art than just sort of making something. There's also ideas, there's research as well. So this is the point where research and academia join together with craft, making. So it's not just making something, it's also about expressing ideas within culture and sharing that with people. But it should also still be an artwork. It's not a book, it's a visual experience. And so it's important for me, even when there's a lot of research, it's important that people who see the work still have a great visual experience. Well, I hope that people can, engage with the work. And I would also like it even if they could argue about some of it. And also, I would be happy if they disagree. They don't have to agree on the work, but I just want to raise questions. I don't have all the answers, but that's the point of artists, is to raise questions. People think that art is high up and it's not for them and it's strange. But actually, as artists, we're only dealing with the same issues that everyone faces. It's just we have the opportunity to think about those issues publicly and to express ourselves that way. So art and life are not very separate. They're the same thing. So what artists are doing, there's nothing strange about what we do as artists. It's about your life as members of the public. So I invite you to come and see my show.